following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tom O'Brien Show is produced every business day. Tom takes your phone calls toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Let's go to our man Jim in Palm Harbor. Hey, what's going on, brother?
Hey, how you guys doing today?
Doing great, man. How you been?
Oh, great. I really appreciate you and Tommy. You do a great job, great work, and I really appreciate it. I watch you every day.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here, man. Let's go to Sylvia in Tampa. Hey, Sylvia, how you doing?
Hey, Tom. Good morning. Thank you so much for taking my call. I want to tell you thank you so much for the advice you gave me on dust yesterday. I exited when you told me, and I made a healthy profit for a very short period. So thank you.
Now, Tom O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 10 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. Let's make it a great night, folks. Accept others the way they are. You cannot change other people. That are trying to change them to fit what you want is like trying to change a dog into a cat into a horse. They are what they are, and you are what you are. So true. Market-wise, let's go take a look at it out here. We have the Dow Industrials trading up 189. You get the NASDAQ up 52. S&Ps are up 22. They're all, you get the S&P, it's about 0.9%. Dow and the NASDAQ up 0.7%. Gold contract caught a bid. That's up $8. $1,320. Silver also caught the bid, up 22 cents, $16.68. They both got out of there. Well, the gold contract specifically got back inside the higher range, and we did it with conviction. And that's the type of deal that you need if you are going to get into a range or out of a range. You get wide price spread, you get accelerated volume, blew by the 1350. It's been fighting over that area for quite some time. Oil up 24 cents, trading $71.31. Notes and bonds, the bottom line, 10-year note, up 3 ticks, 119.12. 30-year bond up 16, 143.05. If we go over to that 10-year, what you're going to see, the 10-year is still fighting over the 119.14 mark. That's the number out here. Now, what we have done is this. You came down yesterday. We get to the price point yesterday of 119.06. The low is 118.31. You had a contraction of volume yesterday. Now what we have is this. You get an expansion of volume. You're going higher. It's trying to get inside the 119.14 area, and the bulls and bears are fighting over this. The positive deal is that you get an expansion of volume. You did hit the 119.21. The negative deal is that you haven't got back inside it. Bullish, bearish. 30-year. What do you have with the 30-year? 30-year bottom line wants higher price. You are up at 286,000 contracts. That's big contract volume. You didn't break the lowest swing point that was established out here on the 25th. Now, that lowest swing point is not the low, because when we came down on the 25th, the 30-year never broke the swing point from February 21st. You have a big expansion of volume. Also, inside the 30-year, that is saying that both the 30 and the 10 want higher price. We'll see how that battle is shaking out as we go through this market each and every day. It's pretty wild watching this thing shake out, because there's no doubt what you have is that the 10 is still teetering right at that 3% yield. Right now, we're at 2.971. King dollar. I guess King dollar, folks, okay, made an extraordinary run. This was a one-way trade from the 17th of April. 17th of April, you're trading out at a price point of 88,945. Goes straight up. Looks like it topped out yesterday. We'll find out. You're coming off this high, and you are coming off the high with volume. That's an indication that you get sellers in the market. King dollar is still in a much larger ABC structure on the way down. If we take a look at King Dollar, you pull it back, what you're going to see out here is that when we broke down, we broke down really, pretty incredibly, actually. King Dollar is an ABC structure down with a 83,500 handle. Approximately. So we'll see how this baby does shake out. Some of the higher volume stocks out here today in this market, and right now we're going to have a low volume market. You have Bank of America up 14 cents. We've got Micron Tech up 141. You have Apple up 240. We'll go back to Apple in a second. Apple's got some juice underneath it. Nuance Communications is down $1.70. We have CenturyLink up 137. NVIDIA is up 314. NVIDIA after the close is going to be a big number. NVDA, they do come out after the futures are closed, though. They come out at 16:20, 20 past 4. Futures close at 4:15. What you have with NVIDIA, this has been a monster consolidation. Now, the top of this consolidation is 251, right? We're 258 now, but the top is 251. The bottom of this is like 204. So you're talking about a 50-point consolidation. So this is going to be a big number, how NVIDIA shakes out coming into this close. We've done 15 million shares. The swing point that was on March 15th, it was 15 million shares. Your swing point before that was 22 million shares, and before that was 11. So what NVIDIA is doing is it is pushing that swing right now, and it does have volume on the push. So we'll see where this baby's going to shake out. That being said, what you do still have with NVIDIA is you had a high volume low that's laying out there, and NVIDIA is almost, it's not quite, but it's almost it's actually close. This is almost a parabolic move. When you bring this back on a monthly basis, yeah, this would be considered parabolic. Yeah, it's way over a 40%, 45% angle on the way up. This is almost at about a 60% angle. NVIDIA in February of 2016 was a $24 stock. And when you take a look at this chart, it's a one-way chart, man. It is a one-way chart with monster movement, no doubt. When we take a look at the growth aspect inside NVIDIA, so let's see what number-wise, gross numbers, what they've done out here. So gross numbers, 2014, pretty amazing. 2014, 4.1 billion. 2018, 9.7. They're coming out with their fiscal first quarter in 2019. They're just on a different fiscal year, folks. Now, this quarter here, they're looking for monster numbers. If you want to see an expansion of gross product, it's huge. 9.7 billion, 2018. 12.4 billion, 2019. They expect to take in $1 billion more in the quarter that they're going to report right now than they took in the year ago, same quarter. 1.9 billion last year, first quarter. They're looking for 2.9 billion this year. Monster number. That is one monster number, no doubt about that. Stay right there, folks. We'll be coming right back. We have the Dow Industrials right now trading up 189. NASDAQ is up 56. S&Ps are up 23. Gold's up $8. Silver's up 22 cents. And good old King Dollar's down 3.39. Coming right back.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get them, folks.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. Until recently, it was almost impossible for the average investor to hedge against currency risk in Europe or Japan. For a bold trade on Europe or Japan that protects against moves in currency, trade HEGE or HEGJ, 2 times currency hedged leveraged ETFs from Direction Investments. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Tom takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. We have the Dow Industrials right now trading up 196. You get the Nasdaq up 57. S&Ps are up 23. Let's go over to our man, Mr. Andy Hecht, as they do each and every Tuesday and Thursday. Don't forget, folks, Andy's got an outstanding show right here at TFNN every Tuesday, Thursday, 5 to 6 Eastern Standard Time. He also has 2 great newsletters. He has the Technomento Commodity Report. That is his weekly newsletter. He has Daily Essentials. That's his daily newsletter. You can come over to our website at TFNN, get both of them, 30-day money-back guarantee. Andy Heck, what's going on?
Hey, Tom. How are you?
Well, we finally caught a bid in the metals.
Yeah, I mean, you know, even though, well, the dollar's coming off a little bit today, the dollar feels very toppy to me.
Yeah, well, it's down on volume. It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
It feels very. But I want to talk a little bit about crude oil here.
Sure.
Because that's what's in everyone's crosshairs these days, no question about it. Oil market is certainly. Listen, we made another new high today. We got up to 71.89. Yeah. But I just want to sensitize everyone. These higher levels for crude oil, and listen, I don't know if it's going to pull back to $65 or it's going to keep going to 75 or maybe 80. You know, I could make arguments for both here. A lot of bullish and bearish factors at play in the oil market. You know, if I'm looking at term structure, I'm looking at the Brent WTI spread, I'm looking at refining spreads. They're all telling me crude oil is fine at this level, and it can actually go higher. If I look at the technicals, you know, hey, there's a lot of blue sky. There's a lot of upside. You know, will it run out of gas here? Possibly. But, you know, the higher level of crude oil is very important for all commodities, because what it does, Tom, is it increases the production cost for all of these metals, everything. We have to understand that energy prices and crude oil prices are really one of the primary cost factors in producing commodities.
Right.
And now production costs are going higher, and that's inflationary, and that's going to lead to increases in other commodity prices. Now, when it comes to metals, you have another problem going on here. You know, economies are doing well. We're doing well in the United States. The economic situation's okay. In China, the economy's doing all right. Now, China has lowered their amount of refining and smelting to cut down on pollution. But their GDP is still growing at 6.5%. And quite frankly, 6.5% GDP growth today, when it comes to nominal growth and demand for commodities, it's even higher than it was when it was double digit, because we're growing on a much larger number. Right. So the demand for commodities is still very, very strong over there. So if they're producing less, they're going to have to import more. That's going to put a strain on the demand side of the equation. Bottom line here is higher crude oil prices, Tom, are very bullish for commodities as an asset class.
Yeah, it's going to be wild watching this shake out. But no, I understand what you're saying, because inside the mining business, the bottom line is that energy is their largest, expense.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And that expense is going up.
Right.
And,
right.
I really like what I'm seeing from the gold market. I actually really love what I see from the silver market. Silver is an equal opportunity offender. And let me tell you what I mean by that here. We had the price of silver do a false breakout to the upside in the middle of April, right? We got up to 1742.5. We broke through the technical levels. Looked like it was going to the moon, and it failed. It failed because the dollar started to rally about then. Then we break down. We break down to $16 on the May contract. Broke through the lowest price of the year. And now we're in the middle of the range. It offends the longs, it offends the shorts, and then it goes back to the midpoint. Very interesting. Now, another thing to point out about silver here, and I think you'll find this very interesting, is that in 2016, we had about a $3.50 range in silver.
Okay.
Right? In 2017, we had about a $1.75 range in silver. This year, we have about half that. So the rubber band is stretching. The ranges, the trading range is narrowing. This is a consolidation period on a longer term, from a longer term perspective, and my bet is it resolves itself eventually on the upside. But that doesn't mean it's not going to torture longs and shorts during this period of consolidation.
Yeah, no, listen, I just took the continuous contract, and you can make the case that so we've been trading here for 3 years. Pretty wild, man. I mean,
right.
That's pretty wild. This is a nice consolidation, though. There's no doubt. And as
it's very healthy. And if you look at the technical indicators, price momentum, strength, price strength, they're all very neutral here. Very neutral.
Hey, how about natural gas?
Well, like I said to you, well, first of all, there's a reason why natural gas moved higher today. The market was expecting between 95 and 100 BCF injections, so they got only 89. Now, look, this thing couldn't rally all season when the thing was going down to the lowest level in 3 years, and the withdrawal season wouldn't end.
And it was freezing out, right?
Right. Today, and it wouldn't rally. And today, hey, we're off a little bit. The thing explodes to the top end of the range. Go figure.
And it's folks, okay, monster volume behind this move. 226,000 contracts. I mean, we haven't seen that in a long time, man.
It's unbelievable. It's like we were talking about that. You laughed when I said, "Hey, watch, we'll get injections. It'll start to rally."
We were setting up volatility trades this morning, man. I mean, and bottom line is that the volatility came in in spades, man. It's just crazy, man.
Well, I'm liking what I'm seeing from this whole commodity sector. I'm liking what I'm seeing in copper, back over 310. And by the way, today was the May World Agricultural Supply and Demand Estimates report.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, it came out today, but it was very muted.
Okay.
The USDA, listen. In these early season reports, the USDA, they put on their rose-colored glasses, and they assume that every seed that goes into the ground is going to yield a crop. And, so we got the right kind of response from the market, a little bit higher in the beans, a little bit lower in the corn. They said that wheat supplies, the inventories are at record levels, that it's like a broken record, but still pressure on the demand side of the equation. The bottom line, it's all about the weather.
Now, what happens, okay, so inside the ethanol market, right? What, as the price of oil goes up, meaning per barrel, Does that necessarily mean that these producers can charge more for ethanol to the producers also?
The bottom line is that the ethanol spread here is it's a function of corn prices and gasoline prices. You know, there's this mandate. So as gasoline demand rises, ethanol demand should rise. As we're using more gasoline, we should be using more ethanol to blend.
I see.
But ethanol has really trailed. It's trailed both corn and gasoline here.
Okay, interesting.
So I'm wondering if there's some cheating going on, maybe, because they know that the new administration is not going to kind of clamp down. Perhaps, you know, the energy secretary is not going to clamp down. The gulf is huge, like 70 cents.
Stay right there, folks. Andy and I are coming right back. We have the Dow Industrials up 183, Nasdaq's up 54, S&Ps are up 22. Andy and I are coming right back, folks.
No matter what kind of trader you are, 2018 is a great time to try out a subscription to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. Whether you just plan on diversifying your portfolio with some exposure to gold and gold mining equities, or you're a gold bull that sees 2018 as the year of commodities, now is a great time to sign up for the Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his Gold Report every Monday morning before the market opens and covers a variety of topics including gold, silver, platinum, copper, the XAU and HUI, the dollar, bonds, South African rand, as well as more than 20 of the most actively traded mining equities. Start your 2018 off with a bang and sign up for the Gold Report today. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. For all the details and to start your subscription right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find the Gold Report under Investment Newsletters.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Are you an options trader that's looking for that extra edge when placing trades? David White will be hosting a webinar on May 16th, which is the Wednesday leading up to options expiration Friday in May, where he'll discuss in depth the methodology he uses for trading options near expiration, including swing trading setups and expiration day trading scenarios. Subscribers to each of Dave's newsletters, Path of Least Resistance and the Technology Insider, gain access to this 60-minute webinar, which will be archived if you cannot attend live. Dave has had some great option trades recently for his subscribers. See for yourself the trading methodology he uses when trading options by signing up today for either of his newsletters, and we'll see you Wednesday, May 16th at 5 p.m. for option trading near expiration, analyzing swing trades and expiration day scenarios. For all the details and to sign up today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Talking with our man, Mr. Andy Heck. We're talking markets. We're talking commodities. We're talking energy. Hey, how about that lumber market, right?
Oh, it's just lumbering along. 610 is the new high.
This is all-time high, folks, in lumber.
It's amazing. It's amazing. But, you know, the thing I'm really really focusing on today is this dollar.
Okay.
Because, Tom, the way a lot of these commodities have traded over this week, with the dollar making new highs almost every day, if this dollar turns and goes lower, as I suspect it will, this could really turn these markets on fire.
Well, I agree. And, you know, there's been enough back and forth, folks, meaning long-time consolidations inside the commodity markets right now to have just such a thing done, because you know the way a lot of these are trading, they could frustrate the bulls and frustrate the bears, basically.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And
that's like they equal, like I said, equal opportunity offenders.
Yeah.
You know, they look great when they're
Totally.
rallying. They
Totally.
look terrible when they're
Yeah.
dipping.
Yeah.
I mean, silver at 16 bucks. The bucks looked like it was going, you know, through the fall through the floor. And on the highs at 1740, it looked like it was going right to 18 bucks.
Yeah, and it looks like, you know, even yesterday, silver looks actually like to be the lifesaver for gold.
Well, we've
know?
said all along that silver really needs to lead,
Yeah.
because silver's the more speculative. You'll get the hordes of people coming into speculators, trend followers coming into silver when it finally starts to move. You need to see that gold-silver ratio narrow down towards the historical norm for gold to really have the power to move through 1400. Now, silver is, you know, it's like $4.5 away from its 2016 highs. Gold is what, $50 away?
Yes, and here,
Right.
if you want to see a powerful silver stock out here that came in with some big numbers, Pan American Silver.
Yeah.
And, you know, what you have here, folks, now this is really cool if you're in this metals market, because what you have is that this has been in a consolidation, long-time consolidation, but what you have out here today, this broke this downtrend in a dramatic way. I mean, a dramatic way. You're talking about we're trading 18. This thing wants to go to 21. And you can see you broke topside. You broke the downtrend. You have wide price spread. You get the volume behind the move. You got it all. Now, when you take a look at this, now watch this. If you're watching Tiger TV, this is only bringing it back to 2016. Watch when I bring it back 10 years. What you're going to see, this very well could be a nice ABC up, you know, because the high in Pan American is 42. But you can see this leg. This leg, we've been consolidating.
That's looking good to me.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
This is consolidated, folks, for 2 years. Now, if it's going to be an ABC up, the number you want to watch is that 2159. And if that's what we got, it's a big ABC up. It's like a 15-point ABC.
That could be sending a signal for silver.
Right.
That could
No,
be
exactly.
Because silver's also been consolidating for 2 years.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So kind of the same deal. Hey, let's switch gears. Let's talk a little bit about digital currencies here.
Okay.
You know, Tom, I have a very hard time with the fundamentals. You know, I'm a fundamental guy. Fundamental guy. You know, you're a technical guy. I'm a fundamental guy. I look at fundamentals. They're really important to me. And what I struggle with in the digital currencies is the fundamentals, because, hey, these are young markets. The supply, demand, you know, electricity. I know all those arguments, but I've been thinking about something that I think holds one of the fundamental keys to this, and I think it's kind of bullish for it. I think the more sanctions that the U.S. puts on countries, whether it's Russia, North Korea, Iran, the more sanctions, the more fundamentally strong you're going to see Bitcoin and these other digital currencies, because they fly below the radar. So I think that as we, you know, we do things, it's interesting because I've seen a pattern develop. When we announce sanctions and stuff, these markets tend to do well. I think that's kind of the fundamental juice right now.
Well, and what you have, okay, so there's, you know, what's been under the radar. First you get, you know, let's say if we go back 7 months, everyone's saying that, you know, the broker-dealer community, no, this is a, Jamie Dimon saying it's a fraud, it's not, you know, the whole ball of wax. Well, now fast forward to this week, folks. What you have, Goldman's into it in a big way. The New York Stock Exchange, okay, folks, bottom line, has been working on a whole platform, okay?
Right.
This thing came out yesterday, so this thing is here, man, because
it's here.
the banking community wants to trade them, and I don't blame
Warren
them.
Buffett could call it rat poison, and his partner called, you know what his partner said it was?
It's, you know what, those guys, Warren Buffett, what is one of the most famous quotes is that a derivative is the weapons of mass destruction.
Right.
Well, guess what, folks? Warren Buffett owns more derivatives than anyone. He's the derivative king. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
And Charlie Munger, he said at their annual shareholders meeting last Saturday, I read the transcript, he said that trading Bitcoin is like trading turds. He said, someone says that it's worth something, and then it's like a hot potato.
One of them called it fake gold, right?
Yeah, they called it fake gold. They called it, listen.
It's a market, right? No, listen,
it's a market.
And I agree with you with the aspect of not just the sanctions. The bottom line, it's a big world, and you can't just think of the United States, folks, okay? These countries, never mind just countries, just corporations in general, move around cash all the time. And don't think that, they want to move around cash and they don't want people knowing about it. So, and it doesn't even have to be illegal, by the way. Do you know what I mean?
Think of it this way. There are 325 million people in the United States. There's 7.1 billion others around the world.
Yeah, right.
And 1.4 billion of them live in China, where the government wants to control everything. And boom, here's a way that people can move their wealth around,
Oh, sure.
And Russia, and there's a lot.
And the biggest guy right now, my understanding, that some of the biggest guys, they're sitting in Switzerland. So Switzerland just may go from the banking structure that was secret forever. Basically we kind of busted that apart. Bottom line is that they just might put it back together inside the Bitcoin digital world.
It's very possible. Yeah. And you know what? I think that it is supportive of gold. I really do. I think that this whole move. Other than digital currencies, there's only one other global means of exchange, and it's gold.
Listen, man, I would have a hard time turning around and saying, hey, let me send, 10, 50, let's say maybe 10 grand is not bad, but you start sending 30, 40,000, man, I confidently couldn't do that right now.
In what? In Bitcoin?
Yeah, in digital. Then all of a sudden I wake up and there goes my 30 or 40 grand. I'd flip out.
No. The whole concept of a computer wallet really bothers me.
Yeah.
It really bothers me. I mean, I've been hacked. It bothers me.
Yeah.
That's a part of it that really eats away. Maybe that's a function of our age, Tom, but it bothers me. It does.
It's probably a function that we don't like losing money either.
Well, yeah, that's a big part of it. That's a big part of it, no question. So anyway, so lots of action in commodities, Tom. It's going to be very interesting going into next week. We'll find out if oil's for real. I mean, this thing, 71.89, man. Who would have thunk?
Yeah, $27 to 71 in 4 years.
If I told you oil over $71, the 10-year rate over 3%, stock market booming, would you have? It's crazy.
It's seriously. Yeah. Listen, folks, we got our man, Mr. Andy Hecht. He's going to be coming up next, growling and prowling with you 5 to 6 o'clock. You can get it right at TFNN. Also go right to YouTube, folks. Go to YouTube, pull up TFNN in the search bar, YouTube. Bang, right on your phone, hit subscribe. You're going to get a great program. Andy, thanks so much. We look forward to the program at 5 o'clock.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you. Stay right there, folks. Come right back. Dow's now up 186.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com.
I'm certain you are or strive to be one of the best of the best. at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
Are you an options trader that's looking for that extra edge when placing trades? David White will be hosting a webinar on May 16th, which is the Wednesday leading up to options expiration Friday in May, where he'll discuss in depth the methodology he uses for trading options near expiration, including swing trading setups and expiration day trading scenarios. Subscribers to each of Dave's newsletters, Path of Least Resistance and the Technology Insider, gain access to this 60-minute webinar, which will be archived if you cannot attend live. Dave has had some great option trades recently for his subscribers. See for yourself the trading methodology he uses when trading options by signing up today for either of his newsletters, and we'll see you Wednesday, May 16th at 5 p.m. for option trading near expiration, analyzing swing trades and expiration day scenarios. For all the details and to sign up today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Tom takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Tom O'Brien.
Welcome back, folks. We have the Dow Industrials right now up 190, Nasdaq's up 58, S&Ps are up 23. Some of the higher volume, well, actually, let's go inside the Dow Industrials first and see strength versus the weakness. Inside the Dow out here today, point-wise, the move, United Health has put in 28 positive points, Apple 18, 3M 13, Goldman 12. Taken away from it, hardly nothing. Boeing taking that 1 point away, Walmart taking 1, Pfizer taking 1. If we do go look at Walmart out here, Walmart came down south big time. Walmart's a confirmed ABC structure on the way down. This is pretty intense. Walmart had a high of 109 January 29th. You're at 82. Bottom line is that this broke apart. Let me put this on a weekly for you. This is, yeah, you get an ABC down the weekly too, so this is going to be a problem. So you got 109. It's a big one. You got 16. You get $24, which gets you into $65. $65. Oh, look at this. So 73 is a high volume low, but $65, man, that'll be pretty intense. Let me put this back in a monthly, actually. So 65. That'll get you in a dramatic. In fact, Walmart just got back inside its lower range on this get-go on the way down. So Walmart's got some problems out here. Inside the NDX 100, let's go take a look at the NDX 100. NDX 100 right now, that's trading up $63. Strength inside the NDX 100 is that you get dentist supplies up 4.5%. You have Align Technology up 3.6. Qualcomm's up 3.2. Qualcomm's buying $1 billion worth of stock back. NetEase is up 3. Taken away from it, you have Booking.com is down 5.4%. That's the price line. And you got Dollar Tree off 1.3% or $1.16. And yeah, good old Dollar Tree. That's making its way back into this high volume low out here of 86. Some of the other Dow stock. Well, here, let's go into the energy market. ExxonMobil. So ExxonMobil right now, that baby's up $1.78. Now, this is finally getting some juice underneath it, and it has volume behind the move. So you do have an ABC structure on the way up now in Exxon's. The A point is 72. The B up there is 79. You get $7. C is 75. That's 82. So that's finishing that up. Chevron, we take a look at Chevron. Chevron is there making this way up to that high of 133. Right now you're at 128. And what we did have is that you had the XLE, that's an ABC structure on the way up also. The XLE that had taken the B point out, first time it took it out was on the 24th of April. This turned into a complex ABC up, but just nevertheless you have it. First you went up to 74.46, you had volume behind the move, took the B point out, dipped underneath it again, had light volume, teetered back and forth, and then broke topside once again. This XLE is making its way up to the $78 level, which was the high that was generated out here on the January 23rd. After the close out here, let's take a look at NVIDIA, NVDA. NVIDIA out here over the highs. You're up 394 right now. This is going to be intriguing watching this thing come into the close because what you are doing, you're pushing with volume as that baby does get higher. Ma Bell. So Ma Bell, of course, was in the news with basically hiring Cohen. And what actually come out this, I guess this morning, is that they actually gave him $600,000 bucks. Not bad, not a bad day's work. So that was $400,000 more than came out first. Novartis, these guys, man, you talk about, well, this is pocket change for them anyway. When you take a look at Novartis, you want to see something, you want to see one of these drug companies that make money hand over fist. Wait till you see this thing. Let's see. This is a heavy number. So Novartis gave Cohen $1.2 million, $100,000 a month. That's not bad. This company here has gone from a price point of $93 to $76. Want to see some gross money? This is like you and I spending a nickel. Bottom line is that I doubt they basically got taken to the cleaners. But bottom line, they're taking $1 billion a week, $1 billion a week. They do 16 billion of that in the United States, 3.7 billion in Germany, 3.2 in Japan. The rest of the world, well, other is 4.5. Pharmaceuticals, 33 billion. Generics, 10 billion. So we'll see what, if anything, they got for 1.2 billion. The CEO is saying, let's see. This CEO came out with a statement this morning saying he made a mistake by signing up lawyer Michael Cohen to give the company insight into President Donald Trump's health care. Yesterday was not a good day for Novartis. Wrote to employees this morning. A day earlier, the drug company said it had paid $1.2 million to the firm led by Cohen, who, bottom line, was Trump's lawyer. So we'll see how many more come out after this and just how much the good old bagman took south. XAU, the HUI, what do we have inside the XAU HUI? They both caught a bid out here. XAU's up $1.36. This basically got, you know, over these last 7 days of trading. What we have now is at 86 bucks is game. That's the high that was generated out here on the 14th of February. Gold Bugs Index, same type of setup. Gold Bugs Index, that is up 164, 181.90, and this is game up until this 190 area. So what I do expect you're going to see, some follow through here. If we go to the euro, we take a look at the euro. These will all be just the opposite way of course, the dollar. Euro caught a small bid. We went from 118 to 119.24. The yen in Japan, and that the one yen in Japan, that's the one you really want to keep your eye on for the gold if you're in the gold market. We hit 110.02. Gave it up. You're at 109.42. You had come right up to ice. You know, when this broke down in January 24th, it went from $110, 110 yen to $1 US to 108 yen in $1 US in 1 day. That is a monster move, folks. And that is ice. That's right where it was. We almost hit it. We hit 110.02. That number was 110.34. And the way that this is trading right now, I suspect that when Japan does open up tonight, they also, it looks like it wants to get stronger. If we go take a look at the Nikkei, what that would do with the Nikkei's been, so picture, as the yen got weaker, the Nikkei went from 20,347 up 2,000 points. You know, so March 26th, you're at 20,347. One-way trade. And that's where what you want to do is you want to wrap your head around the currency versus the indice, because what you have in those aspects is that if you're in Japan, yeah, you can buy more. The bottom line is that if you're going overseas, though, you can't, because your dollar is getting weaker, or your currency is getting weaker. Dow right now is up 208, Nasdaq's up 66, S&Ps are up 26. Stay right there. Come right back.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters. Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. Dow up 191, Nasdaq's up 62, S&Ps are up 25. We take a look at the volumes out here inside the indices. We have 528 right now in the NYSE. That should throw in about 750. Inside the Nasdaq Composite, we are running 1.9 billion. That will do about 2.3 billion. So this is going to, bottom line is that you do 2.3, you know, the composite is over the swing point from the 18th. It's right into the downdraft from the 19th. Now, this is where the composite and the market in general had gapped down. On the 16th, Friday, we had closed out the composite at 74.81. That Monday, it had opened lower and then traded all the way down to 73.44 from that 75.14. So the top of that is 74.21, or right next to it. So I expect what you're going to see out here tomorrow, that thing is going to get tagged. The small caps. So let's take a look at the small caps. Small caps got to, let's see, 160.17 today. 160.30 is the number. You get 13 million. Now, what I expect you're going to see in the small caps, they will throw probably a couple million at the small caps at the close. If that's what you got, then the small caps will still try to test that high of 160.62. The small cap bottom line is that is very close to its highs, where the other indices are not up at those levels. And the way that this is shaken out, we did 15 million, 15 million last couple of days. It's going to need that kind of volume as we get in there. The GDX, we'll see what they throw into the GDX at this close. It's got good volume already. It's 28 million. I'd like to see them throw in a couple, like at least 10 million into that close out here. And that's possible. Inside the GDX, they also put quite a bit of volume in coming into the close, and what that is all about, that is about getting the net asset value of the GDX right where it is. Stay right there, folks. We got lots of numbers coming out after the close, including NVIDIA. So NVIDIA will be a big one. That will be coming out right after the close. Dow Industrials up 178, NASDAQ up 60, S&Ps are up 23. We'll be coming right back, folks.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tom O'Brien Show is produced every business day. Tom takes your phone calls toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Oh, look who we have. It's a beautiful thing. Look at our man, Jim from Minneapolis. We're going to take him by storm.
Taking it by storm, baby.
I love that. That's a great saying, man. Hey, what's happening, brother?
Good morning, gentlemen. How you guys doing today?
Good, man. Yourself?
Oh, man. It's been the most incredible couple of days since when I called in on Friday, Litecoin busted out of that consolidation on the 2-hour chart.
Okay. And
it just never looked back. It did a 100-point ABC up, and now it's very extended the way I look at it. But
yeah.
Holy I mean, it went up to $420 last night.
Now, Tom O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. Shame on me. Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 10 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. Let's make it a great night, folks. Always do your best. This is a great card, period. Take action on your ideas. Doing your best means to take action. You have many great ideas in your head, but without action upon an idea, there'll be no manifestation, no results, and no reward. Yesterday's gone, tomorrow's not here. What are you doing right now? Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We have the Dow Industrials up 196. You got NASDAQ up 65. S&P's up 22. Gold contract up $7.90, trading at $13.20 an ounce. Silver up 21 cents, $16.67 an ounce. We get over to the metal market. We take a look at metals. What you're going to see is this. We finally got the wide price spread. We got the volume behind the move. Gold contract, 361,000 contracts. Bottom line, have the price spread. Got inside the higher range. Now that sets up that gold can make the run to 1369 to 1375. We take a look at the silver market. Same type of setup inside the silver market. Silver was up 1.2%, $16.74, up 20 bucks. 20 bucks. I wish 20 bucks. 20 cents. Bottom line, silver looks like it's going to make that run up into the $17.87 mark. Now, what's pretty cool, Pan American Silver come out with its numbers this morning, blew away the numbers, up $1.73. When you take a look at Pan American Silver, the symbol is PAAS. What you're going to see is this has been quite a consolidation. It's been a 2-year consolidation. You're going after a swing point of 21.59, and you very well could have an ABC structure on the way up. What Pan American Silver did do out here today is that it broke the downtrend. It broke out of the consolidation that it's been in since the last 2 years. Now, it hasn't broke topside yet, but bottom line is that if you take all those highs, put them together, what you're going to see is that it sliced right through those highs, had the price spread, had the volume, all of the above. Oil up 19 cents, trading $71.33 a barrel. Oil, bottom line, still looks like it wants to go to 75 bucks. That being said, XLE is in an ABC structure on the way up. That had taken its B point out in April. Got some follow through out here today. XLE is at 76 bucks. That's looking to get up into the $78 area. If we could just go back to gold for a second and go to the GDX, what you're going to see inside the GDX is that we did get volume inside the GDX also. That also wants higher price. GDX did 39 million shares out here, so they put 10 million in at the close. That's what we needed. The next swing point in the GDX is $23.30. Bottom line, we'll see how that shakes out coming into the market tomorrow. Notes, 10-year note is still struggling. The bulls and bears are fighting like crazy, folks. What they're fighting over is 119.14. You got to love it, man. I'm telling you. We've been battling over this, just as gold contract was battling over the price point of 13.14. The 10-year is battling over the 119.14 area. Now, what the 10-year did do out here today is this. You go to a price point of 119.21. You had 1.3 million contracts traded. That's big contract volume, folks. And that is saying, number one, you're going to be back up at the highs today. Bottom line, we'll see what kind of volume we got. If you get the same type of volume, that is saying that the 10-year also wants to bust into its higher range once again. The 10-year yield, 2.964. So the high for the year is 3.0264. Right now you're at 2.964. King dollar. What do we have with King dollar? King dollar goes south. First time it's gone south since April 14th. You had an expansion of volume, 34,000 contracts after basically making a high with 25,000. You know, King dollar had a nice run. There's no two ways about that, and had volume behind the run, by the way. Okay, we had some good volume. We broke out of that consolidation on the 23rd of April. Bottom line, it had some force on the way up. You made a high yesterday. It looked like it was getting tired anyway. It was trying to get into the swing point that was established out here on December 12th of 2017. Missed it by a couple hundred ticks. Sold off. Has volume on the sell-off. That is, you know, we'll see what kind of a day we have out here tomorrow. If, in fact, we get to lower price tomorrow on the dollar, and you have an expansion of volume, that is setting up some big problems inside the U.S. dollar once again. Now, the dollar in a much larger sense is still in a very large ABC structure on the way down. We go take a look at the XAU, the HUI. They also caught a bid. XAU was up $1.43, trading 83.81. That's saying that XAU wants to go to 86. Gold Bugs Index, same type of setup inside the Gold Bugs Index. Gold Bugs Index was up $1.84, trading 182.11. And that little baby can get up into about the 190 mark, the 190 mark being the high of the February 14th. February 14th, folks, inside the Gold and silver equities is a benchmark that I expect is going to get hit. Some of the higher volume stocks in this market out here today, we had Micron Technology up $1.65. We had Apple up $2.68. Apple's at a new all-time high. Nvidia's at a new all-time high. Nvidia's going to be coming out with its numbers at 20 past 4. Nvidia trading 260 NVDA. And you talk about numbers, man. These numbers are huge on Nvidia. So we're at 260, and if you want to see an expansion of numbers, this is, you know, they better make their number out here, because this is what they're looking for, folks. This is pretty amazing, actually. So Nvidia is in its first quarter of 2019. That's just a different fiscal quarter. Bottom line, they are looking for an expansion of over $1 billion from their last year's first quarter. Last year, first quarter, they did $1.9 billion. They are looking to do $2.9 billion. You're talking about expansion. You're talking about growth. Oh, my God. When you look at these numbers, 2014, NVIDIA did $4.1 billion. 2019, they're looking at $12.4 billion. You're talking about 300% in the course of 5 years. That is one monster number. Earnings per share number, same deal. It goes from a price point of 99 cents. They're looking to do $6.96. So that's a 500% to the bottom line. 300% to the top line, 500% to the bottom line. Guess what? As soon as we come back, we're going to have those numbers for you. Dow Industrials finished up 196, NASDAQ up 65, S&P's up 22. Come right back.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get them, folks.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. Are China A shares hot or not? If you trade China A shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-Share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-Shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Tom takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. We had the Dow Industrials finish up 196, NASDAQ up 65, S&P's up 22. Let's go over to our man, Mr. Basil Chapman, as we do each and every Thursday at 20 past the second hour. Now, don't forget, folks, Basil's got an outstanding show right here. Every trading day, 11 to 12, 12 to 1 Eastern Standard Time. Also has a great newsletter, The Opening Call. Now, the way you can get this, you can get a 30-day money-back guarantee. Come over to our website at TFNN. You go to newsletters. You're going to go to trading newsletters. You see the opening call right there. 30-day money-back guarantee. Great newsletter, great show every day, 12 o'clock. Basil Chapman, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you?
Great. How's your tennis going? You're out playing tennis now.
Yep, outdoors, very nice.
Cool.
It's wait a long time to get to outdoor tennis. It's very different to indoors. It's you don't have in indoors. You don't have the wind. You know, it's just a different thing altogether. But to have the fresh air, love it.
Totally. So, market-wise, what are we looking at here?
Okay, a lot going on. So we've been buying the Dow, so we're long the Dow. We're anticipating a little bit higher to go, and then we're going to have to test because the patterns that I'm looking at are these arch formations. Well, the patterns that we've looked at for a while now is the rotation between arch, or the lowercase h, and the U-shaped pattern, this cup formation. So right now we've gone from an arch. We had a successful test of the left side low of 23,344 in the Dow. That was the April low, and now we're for the May low just last week. We went to 23,531, a higher low, and we're just really close to 24,859, which would start. It'll be just above the previous peak. So what happens in a bunch of areas over the next 2 days are going to be, next 2 trading days, that is, going to be very important. Why? Because the MACD and stochastic and the daily chart are improving a lot. The weekly chart of the Dow is still, it really doesn't show all that much strength, and the monthly chart is still very strong. So in the different time frames, we've got a different context that we can put it in. What's really fascinating is we have one of the Dow stocks, probably the only one out of my Dow quartet that I look at, United Technologies, which has taken a, people don't realize, at least I don't think many people realize this, that some of the stocks have had huge declines. Look at this percentage decline, 17% in United Technologies from 39 high down to the most recent low of 115. That, that's very big. And it had a big pullback when it made the high back in the week of February the 2nd. That was the first one from 139 down to the 122. Then it rallied back almost to the high, and then it gave it up. So I like to look at the market in terms of price, but there's one of the things that I look at, and that is time. So what we've really done in some of the market, in some of the areas, the Dow has used up time because from the February low, it made a new low in that pullback in March. Now what we're looking at is the S&P didn't, and the IWM, the Russell 2000, is within pennies of making an all-time high. So this is a very diverse type of market. So now what I wanted to show you is United Technologies at least is coming off the low. I thought it was one of those stocks that it would be like a Dow play, like a proxy for the Dow. So we've got that as kind of one of the old timers, and it seems to be doing quite nicely in the short term. I don't think anything's going to happen until it starts trading. It's at 124 right now. We're in at the 119 area. So I don't think anything's going to happen unless it can get to the 126, 127 area. But there are a couple of things that are going on within that context. You remember I've spoken to you for quite a while now that we've been long the dollar. Subscribers have been long the UUP, not one of my favorite vehicles, but it's the best thing you can do. And the dollar has gone from our entry point at 90.07, basically, if it, in relation to the UUP, it's gone all the way to the 93.42 level. You can see in this chart on the left, that's the daily, a little doji candle in the leg F at 93.42. So I'm thinking that there's going to be some kind of a pullback. That's what we've been expecting for the last couple of days. I think that might have started. We'll know more if gold actually kind of takes off and gets to the 13.35 level, and the dollar breaks 92 support, then I think we could see, at least shorter term, that the dollar is taking a bit of a breather. I like the weekly chart still, so I'm going to try to keep this long position as long as possible. And what's also interesting is we bought on Monday morning. We wanted a dip in the semiconductors because there was a gap up. We were very lucky. We actually got the low. We got it via the SOXL. We got a position in that, which is 3 times long the SMHs, which is the market vector semiconductor ETF. That's why I'm watching NVIDIA right now. It's up 5 after whatever news happened. And we've had a beautiful run. I mean, for the vehicle that we've had, it's up about 14% in just 5 days. So far, 4 days actually. So whatever NVIDIA does, it's going to be very influential coming into tomorrow and early next week, because if it's making a short-term top, you know, SMHs are going to come down because basically it was a leader in the SMHs this past week.
There's no doubt. NVIDIA, you know, and so NVIDIA came out with those numbers, folks, and they were fantastic numbers. First, so NVIDIA closed at 260. They sold it down to 255. It's trading 262. What's so unusual, I can tell you, for a blowout like this, that the stock can't move, it's a mind blower, man. I mean, the numbers. So here's the numbers. The estimate was $1.66 to the bottom line. They made $2.05.
Wow.
Yeah, the revenue, $2.9 billion. They made $3.2 billion. So monster,
These are billions.
monster,
amazing, huh?
monster numbers. But the stock is having a hard time moving. Well, it's at all-time high. So that's the bottom line. So.
It is, and also you've got the conference. You've got a bunch. Let's see what happens tomorrow morning. Now, something very interesting. You know, I like to look at cup formations. I like to look at the number of bars on the left side, number of bars on the right side. So we bought a stock that we tried once before, had a small little loss. But we were very fortunate getting it at the exact low we wanted at $3.38. This is Ladenburg Thalmann Financial. You remember Ladenburg used to be bonds, but they're now in the whole financial area.
Okay.
So I liked it. It's very, for my subscribers, I also like to get very low price stocks if they're going to do what we want them to do. We're in at 338 and today did 356. So in just 2 days, it's gone up almost 9%, 10%. So I like this. It's in leg C. I've got a left side, right side price time match. Hopefully it's going to make 367 over the next couple of days. That's kind of our first big target. And if it goes above 367, starts leg C in the weekly chart. So this is a real nice short-term trade. Hopefully it's going to be a longer-term position because the weekly and monthly will improve tremendously if we can get into the 370s, $3.70, that is. So it's a low-price stock, but it's in the financials, and this is a very inexpensive way, I think, of playing the financial sector just at this particular moment.
Yeah. And, you know, folks, don't forget, every trading day right here, Mr. Basil Chapman is on 12 to 1 Eastern Standard Time. He's got a great newsletter. You can come over to our website at TFNN. You're going to see it right on the very top. You just go to newsletters. You're going to go to trading newsletters. Bottom line is that we get lots of action out here, and no doubt this. How about that oil market, huh, Basil?
You know, this is very interesting because I spoke about this about 2 weeks ago. I was saying, you know, something about this oil situation is telling me that it's more a political event. We now, what, 10 million or 11 million barrels we're producing a day. There is oil. This is a squeeze, I think. But hey, it's
squeeze them up. Squeeze them up, baby.
It is.
Thanks so much, Basil. We look forward to the show tomorrow.
Thank you, Tom.
Stay right there, folks. We're going to come back with lots of numbers for you. Dow finished up 196, NASDAQ up 65, S&P's up 22. We'll come right back.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how EverBank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? EverBank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? EverBank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
No matter what kind of trader you are, 2018 is a great time to try out a subscription to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. Whether you just plan on diversifying your portfolio with some exposure to gold and gold mining equities, or you're a gold bull that sees 2018 as the year of commodities, now is a great time to sign up for the Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his Gold Report every Monday morning before the market opens and covers a variety of topics including gold, silver, platinum, copper, the XAU and HUI, the dollar, bonds, South African rand, as well as more than 20 of the most actively traded mining equities. Start your 2018 off with a bang and sign up for the Gold Report today. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. For all the details and to start your subscription right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find the Gold Report under Investment Newsletters.
TFNN has put together the finest programming lineup each trading day, featuring some of the most knowledgeable and respected financial minds in the nation to educate traders and investors. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we broadcast 8 hours a day, starting at 9 a.m. as Larry Pesavento kicks us off with Trade What You See. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we broadcast 11 hours. Get an early and healthy start to your day as Nico and Paige bring you Living a Primal Lifestyle. Then catch Andy Hecht at 5 p.m. with the Commodities Hour, following the Tom O'Brien Show. Swim lessons from TD Ameritrade Think or Swim is now at 11 a.m., followed by Basil Chapman at 12 noon. See the TFNN program lineup via the link on the front page of TFNN.com to get a complete overview of our TFNN shows and hosts. And keep TFNN's Tiger TV tuned in on your mobile device, PC, or Mac for the latest financial news and information throughout the broadcasting day. TFNN.com, educating investors. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. So let's go over to NVIDIA. And this is, boy, some of these numbers. So it's just an indication that when you're at highs like this, I don't know what the market is expecting, but I guess they wanted more than NVIDIA gave them. And NVIDIA absolutely blew out numbers, folks. So NVIDIA closed at $260. It had been up $4.35 today. Right now, you're trading at $255. Now it has fluctuated. As soon as they come out with the numbers, it looked to me, as soon as they come out with the numbers, meaning looking at the price of the stock, that it was going to be a problem. And what it was is this, is that the numbers are a blowout number, I mean, in an extraordinary way. And, it's not like they even came out and basically said that, anything's going to be bad in the future. Bottom line, as soon as the number come out, market sold it down $5, got it back up to over the 260. First we went to 255, then you went to 262. When you have an equity that is this high, number one, meaning a high-priced stock, 260, you have a blowout number like they had, and you can't go forward, this thing is in trouble. And NVIDIA is a personality stock anyway. It brings the market up, it brings the market down. So check out the numbers. The numbers are huge. The estimate was $2.9 billion, first quarter revenue. They did $3.2 billion. The earnings per share estimate was $1.66. They turned around and did $2.05. So in both cases, you're talking about monster numbers. Their gross margin went from 63% to 64.7%. I mean, just amazing, right? And now watch the stock. Stock, bottom line, not enough for the market, 254. So if we go back to NVIDIA, what you're going to see is this. Let's bring this up. Okay, so I'm going to put this over. So this has been a heck of a consolidation. The consolidation has been in place since the beginning of the consolidation is January of this year. Now, the top of this consolidation is right 254. The problem with NVIDIA is going to have is high volume lows. Bottom line is that what hadn't got tested yet is that February 6th high volume low, and this is the mind blower here. That's 204. You know, this is, you talk about a huge consolidation. I mean, this is a monster. It's what is that, 25, 50 bucks? It's a $50 consolidation. You know, so we'll see how this shakes out tomorrow morning, because this, I suspect, will fluctuate all night long. What you're not going to get out of this is the huge expansion topside that you actually needed. Our man, Mr. Dave White, you know, he's going to be doing that option workshop for you next Wednesday night, folks. You can check that out right in the front page of TFNN. And what's interesting is that in the den, he was saying that they, bottom line is that for that option market to beat the spread, you needed a $25 move. And you, that sounds like a lot, but that wouldn't be a lot. And it's like, I'm sure that the bulls are scratching their head right now as to how can you blow out a number that dramatically and not get a move like that. Well, we didn't. And that ends up going to be a problem, I suspect, as this stock opens up tomorrow morning. Dropbox. Dropbox, this is a new IPO. This closed at $32. This is trading $31 right now. Let's see what they have to say. Well, first, let's see what they went public at. They went public. So, whoops. They had gone public at $21 March 22nd of this year. So let's see what they have to say. Their revenue is $316 million. The earnings per share, they lost $2.13, and I'm not quite sure what they were looking to make. Yelp, Y-E-L-P. Let's go see what Yelp is doing out here. Yelp today closed at $47.75. That is trading at $45.50. Not a bad situation, actually. That's only down a few bucks off where it's been trading. And Yelp made it back from the dead. So let's see what they're saying inside Yelp. The net revenue estimate was $220 million. They made $223, so they made that number. The earnings per share, they were looking to lose 4 cents. They lost 3 cents. Not the end of the world. Bottom line is that you're still losing money, though. SYMC, this baby's getting hit. This is Semantic, I believe. Yeah, Semantic, they provide security storage systems management. That closed at $29.18. That is trading at $25.14. This is going to bring, wow, look at that, man. Just brings it right back to the lower range. Yeah, this has been in a big, oh, so this is a classic, too. So what you had here, this came down hard in November. We went from 32 to 28. You went right back up to ICE. ICE is 28. And if you want to see how this works on a weekly, we came up there with 39 million. Well, it was going into 57 million. Then pop, falls apart. Now what you very well may have is a very large ABC structure on the way down. Actually, this is a complex ABC down. This is an ABC down. Your A point on this is 34. Your B's 27. It's not bad. $7. 22 bucks. This is a complex ABC down. 22 bucks is the number. Let's see what they have to say. Okay, this is interesting. So the earnings per share, the estimate was 39 cents. They made 46. They're saying that they made it, so something else is inside here. Revenue, the estimate was 1.19 billion. They made 1.23 billion. So they made their quarters. We got to look forward. That's what it's got to be. View misses estimate. Well, earnings per share, they're saying view misses estimate. Okay, there's something in here. So their fiscal year, so the range, let's look at the range. Yeah, that's where it's going to be. Okay, so what they're looking at for the full year, they had a range of 4.74 billion to 5.2. They brought that down to 4.7. Now they put the top end at 4.9, so their revenue estimate is going down. as well as their earnings per share estimate. The range had been $1.56 to $1.90. Now they're bringing that down to $1.50 to $1.65. So bottom line is that you get a couple down drafts. This little baby right here, the advertising business, the technology advertising business, meaning by computers, seems to be going pretty well for Trade Desk. Trade Desk, they operate an advertising technology company. The company offers online advertising platform that manages display, social, mobile, video advertising campaigns. The low for the year on this stock is $39. The high is $67. This stock closed at 52. This is trading right now at 63.85. So you're up 10 bucks. Let me see what this is. The high is $60.94. Let's see. Yeah, so the high is 67. The high is 67 on this baby. And when did this go public? This is a new one too, I believe. So this went public in September of 2016 at $18. We'll get some action underneath it. Stay right there, folks. We'll come right back. And, of course, we got our man, Mr. Andy Heck, coming up next, 5 to 6, growling and prowling with you. Be right back, folks.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
I'm certain you are or strive to be one of the best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools, as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
Tom takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Tom O'Brien.
Welcome back, folks. Let's go into that commodity market for a few minutes here. We got our man, Mr. Andy Hecht, coming up next, folks. He's going to be growling and prowling when you're talking commodities. So, out here today, you talk about deviant, folks, okay? Natural gas, which hasn't been able to move all winter long when the Northeast, the Midwest was getting hammered with Northeasters one after the other. The Midwest was getting hammered with snow. Guess what? Bottom line, natural gas goes from $2.70 today to $2.82. That is one monster move. Inside the natural gas market, that's a $1,000 move, a huge number. And on top of that, what you have volume behind that move. And they did have a build. Bottom line is that, you know, we'll see where this shakes out. Oil, just the opposite. Just the opposite. The exact same type of trend. Oil's been going topside for some time right now. What we have inside that oil market, we're at 71.39. That also had volume out here again today, 722,000 contracts. So you get the volume behind the move in both of those, that energy complex. If we go take a look at the gasoline market, now what has happened with gasoline today is this. This is a big number, and this is why. So gasoline wholesale is $2.19 a gallon. If we go take a look at this, the magic number inside the gasoline market was $2.18, and this is why. The gasoline market, folks, was set up differently on the longer-term chart than the oil market, and this is why. What had happened with oil and going down in 2014, oil went straight down. Went from $107 to $27. What happened with the gasoline market is that we went from $3.15 wholesale. We got down to $1.22 wholesale. But then we bumped up to the $2.18 wholesale. We did that in between the months of January of 2015, going all the way over to June of 2015. So what do we do today? Well, we take that number out. Once you take that number out, this is saying our gasoline is going to go to $2.55 back to $3 wholesale. That is a monster number. And I'm sure when Andy was just on, he was talking about it as to what that will do with the rest of the commodities, because the commodity market in general uses a lot of fuel. King dollar is going to be interesting watching out here, particularly on a Friday, folks. So what we have is this. King dollar was on a nice trend all the way up. April 17th until yesterday, each and every day it was higher. Yesterday, almost made the swing point of December 12, 2017. Couldn't handle it. And it came off it with volume. When you come off a swing point with volume, what that sets up, number one, dramatically lower price if, in fact, we get follow-through tomorrow or the next day with volume. Because then what we would have is this. You would have volume off the highs with volume, and that's an indication that the market is going dramatically lower. There's no support inside the market. Apple went to an all-time high out here, closed at an all-time high, and I expect what we're going to be seeing in Apple, the news tomorrow morning, is how close we are to a $1 trillion market cap. Let me see if I can get it right now where we're at. So right now, you're at $934 billion. It's not going to take much, let's see, it's not going to take much for that $1 trillion number to happen out here. So what I do expect we are going to see out here, and you'll hear out here tomorrow morning, is just that. Let's go check in with NVIDIA just once again. NVIDIA 256. So the magic number on NVIDIA, by the way, is going to be that 254 number. That 254 number gets you inside the lower range. And if you remember, if we bring NVIDIA back, it's really important inside the NASDAQ composite as well as the NDX 100 where NVIDIA goes. And the reason being is this. We bring this back, what you're going to see is that, now I can bring this, I'm going to bring this all the way back to November. And the reason being is that NVIDIA was the first equity that basically took everything south. And it took it south very quickly. And I guess it was December, right? 1 second, hold it. Let me get this. I thought it was November. Put it this way. Okay, so the first to get-go, yeah, it was November. So in November of 2017, NVIDIA, and this was intraday, I believe this was right after they made their numbers too, NVIDIA was trading at 217. Within 3 days, it was at 191. 4 days later, it was down at 184. So it's a very fast stock on the way down. You know, it takes a while for it to get up. It's been up, and you know, when you look at this on a monthly basis, it looks like it never even had a pullback. That being said, you know, so we went from a price point of 217 down to 184, 180, right? So you 34 bucks, which is pretty intense, man. That's a 15% hit. And then what does it do? It goes sideways for approximately a good month, goes topside again, blows away the high that was generated out here at 218, gets up to a new high of 249. Then what does NVIDIA do again? Blows apart again. Within 5 days, NVIDIA went from 249 down to 204. Rejects price again, gets back topside again, 251, goes sideways, blows downtown again, 248 to 221, goes topside again, and then goes from a price point of 252 all the way down to 210. This here is going to be important because the 254 is important. And then on top of that, NVIDIA does have that high volume swing low, February 9th. That's a problem. That's sticking out like a sore thumb. And if that's what we get, what you're going to see is that that will affect the SMHs. It's going to affect the 3Qs. You know, after the market close out here, the 3Qs closed at $169.62. That's trading down 20 cents right now. It just doesn't have to be NVIDIA that's taking that down there. But bottom line is that there's something inside the NDX 100 that is taking it down into those lower levels. Let's go look at the SMHs and see if that's liquid right now. SMHs. So that closed at 105.22. That's trading, yeah, okay, so it's NVIDIA that's taking it down too. That's trading at 104.85. Not huge, but bottom line is that you can see what's happening. And it very well may be more than NVIDIA. In fact, let me see, LRCX, Lam Research. Yeah, I see. NVIDIA's taking a few of them down. Lam closed at 204, that's trading 203. XLNX. Xilinx closed at 69.72. That's trading 69.50. That's not the end of the world. It's very subtle. The bottom line is that I'm sure that the folks that are in that sector has got to be scratching their head, saying, "How do you come out with numbers that are so great, but yet the stock is down $6. Now, granted, the bottom line is that you are up $4 today, but as I said a little bit earlier, the 254 is important to keep your eye on. What happens in general for the whole market is that NVIDIA, for some reason, is really important to keep your eye on, because when that baby goes south, man, it seems to basically take only about 10 to 15 minutes, and it grabs the rest of the stocks inside the sector first. They go south. The NDX 100 has led us up forever. Bottom line, that starts leading us down. Get out of the way. Stay right there, folks. Come right back. We have the Dow finished up 196, NASDAQ up 65, S&P's up 22. Come right back.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters. Are you an options trader that's looking for that extra edge when placing trades? David White will be hosting a webinar on May 16th, which is the Wednesday leading up to options expiration Friday in May, where he'll discuss in depth the methodology he uses for trading options near expiration, including swing trading setups and expiration day trading scenarios. Subscribers to each of Dave's newsletters, Path of Least Resistance and the Technology Insider, gain access to this 60-minute webinar, which will be archived if you cannot attend live. Dave has had some great option trades recently for his subscribers. See for yourself the trading methodology he uses when trading options by signing up today for either of his newsletters, and we'll see you Wednesday, May 16th at 5 p.m. for option trading near expiration, analyzing swing trades and expiration day scenarios. For all the details and to sign up today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. With over $56 million in cash and over $66 million in working capital, Great Panther Silver is positioned as a company with a solid foundation and poised for growth. While completely unhedged to the price of silver, Great Panther retains 100% ownership in 2 producing mines in Mexico, which is the top silver producing country in the world, along with future potential production in Peru. Great Panther is highly leveraged to the price of silver, and after a great year of performance in 2016, Great Panther Silver has a strong outlook for 2017 as well. With good liquidity in trading and strong fundamentals on the balance sheet, while remaining completely unhedged to the price of gold and silver, now is a perfect time to take a closer look at this equity. If you'd like to find out more about Great Panther Silver, then go to greatpanther.com or check them out on the NYSE market, symbol GPL, or the TSX, symbol GPR.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. Google's trading at $1,097 now. Google's having a hard time getting a higher price, but the story on Google, this is pretty amazing, folks. So you got an AI conference, I/O conference rather. Bottom line, Google, what they showed out here today, this is intense. So Google, they're calling this a duplex. It's an experimental service. This is their voice-based digital assistant. Check it out. It books its own appointments. In a slate of features such as it automatically writes your emails. The artificial intelligence technology, of course, is going to save people the time and effort. They demonstrated today that the assistant called a salon, booked a appointment. Inside the appointment, when they were talking, it was just like all us humans do. In another instance, it turned around, called a restaurant employee to book a table. The thing that was amazing with the thing about it is that the other side of the conversation didn't even realize that you were talking with a robot. So the real question is that, you know, as we're talking privacy, you're talking AI, you're talking about this type of intelligence, are they going to basically let folks know that you're talking to a computer versus, you know, a person? It's really going to be interesting, man, watching this whole thing shake out, because we are past the point of being inside the Jetsons now. We are over that level big time. Stay right there, man. Mr. Andy Heck is coming up next. Overnight, folks, what you want to be looking at, if you happen to be in the metals market, keep your eye on that yen. The yen looks like it wants to get stronger. That's going to put more juice inside the metals market. Gold had wide price spread, had volume. Silver had it. Platinum had it. Palladium had it. Platinum had it, not palladium. Euro caught a bid. Dollar index, bottom line, we'll see how this shakes out. Right now, the dollar came down and did come down with volume. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. And whatever you want in life, visualize it like a nice big motion picture. Step into it, take ownership, and fly with it. Thanks for being here, folks. Have a great night, safe night. Stay right there. I'm Mr. Andy Heck's coming up next. And we look forward to speaking right here tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock. Wow! Go get them, folks.
Platinum platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.